What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Well, this is a very nice trigonometry equation we have here, and it says solve the equation 2 cos 2s minus 4 sin s plus 1 equal to 0 for values of s ranging from 0 degrees to 360 degrees. So how do we solve this question? So we're going to be saying solution here, and I'll write the question again. The question says 2 cos 2x, right, minus 4 sin s plus 1 is equal to 0. You know, whenever we are solving a trigonometry equation, we're going to be asking ourselves this question. Do we only have one trig ratio? Because if we don't have only one trig ratio, it becomes a problem. What do I mean by one trig ratio? If we are solving using cos s, then everything should be cos s. If we are solving using sin s, then everything should be sin s. And even if we are solving using tan s, everything should be tan s. But now look at this question. I have cos 2s and I have sin s. That means I have mixed trig ratios. There are two trig ratios here. One is cosine and the other one is sine. So we must find a way to make it a single trig ratio. So how do we do that? Now look at this trig ratio here. This trig ratio, which is cos 2s, has an identity. So we're going to be recalling that identity out. Let's do that real quick. So recall that cos 2s is equal to 1 minus 2 sine square s. So this is one of the identity of cos 2s. There is also another identity. Let me show you. Cos 2s is also equal to 2 cos square s minus 1. Now, between these two identities, which one am I choosing? Am I choosing the first one or am I choosing the second one? Now look at it. If I choose the first one and substitute it here, everything will be sin s. Are you seeing that? We need just a single trig ratio. If we're using sin s, we use sin s. So I'm going to be choosing the first one because I already have sin s here. So when I put this one here, everything becomes sin s. So whenever I see cos 2s, I'll be substituting this value. So this is 2, so let's write down the 2 there. Now open a bracket because I want to substitute for this. Now let's put this 1 minus 2 sine 2s, so write it there. 1 minus 2 sine square s, that's it. So it has replaced this one. You can now close your bracket. Minus 4 sine s plus 1 equal to 0. So the next thing for us to do is to open up this bracket by using this 2 to multiply everything inside the bracket. So let's do that. So 2 times 1 gives you 2 minus 2 times 2 cos 2 times 2 sine square s gives you what? 4 sine square s, right? Cool. Now let's write these other things that are outside, which is minus 4 sine s plus 1 equal to 0. Now we're going to be arranging this expression in terms of decreasing power. That means we're going to be starting with the highest power first. The one with the highest power is this negative 4 sine square s. So let's write it first. Negative 4 sine square s. Now the one that follows is this one, which is negative 4 sine s. Are you seeing that? Now notice that these two and this one, they don't have sign, right? So they are ordinary numbers, or you can call them, they are just constant. So 2 plus 1 can be added to give you what? 3. So plus 3, that's what we have, equal to 0. Now there's something I need to do. This first value here that has the highest power, I don't want it to be negative. So because I don't want it to be negative, what do I do to change it to positive? I'm going to be multiplying through by negative. That means I'll be multiplying through by negative. I'll be opening a bracket and putting negative outside, which shows that this negative is multiplying everything inside the bracket. So minus times minus gives you what? Plus 4 sine square s. Minus times minus gives you plus 4 sine s. Now, minus times plus gives you minus 3 equal to 0. So that's what we have. Are you seeing that? So everything is now looking good. Now, this looks like a quadratic equation. In fact, it is a quadratic equation. So what do? We use the coefficient of the highest power to multiply the constant. So the coefficient of the highest power is 4 and the constant is negative 3. So let's use it to multiply. So 4 times negative 3 gives you negative 12, right? So let's look for the factors of 12. We have 1 times, this is negative 12. So 1 times negative 12 gives you negative 12. 6 times negative 2 gives you negative 12. Before I go further, let me see if what I'm looking for is here. Which of these factors can I add to give me this middle item here? 1 plus minus 12 will not give me plus 4. Now, it won't. What about this? 6 plus minus 2 will give me plus 4. That means this factor is going to be replacing this middle item here. Right? So let's go. So I have 4 sine square s. Now remember, I'm not going to be writing this middle item. Instead, I'll be writing this factor. So this is plus 6. So write plus 6. Now remember, you are going to be writing that with sine s. So follow it up with sine s. That's what you need to do. Always follow with sine s. Now this is minus 2. So write your minus 2. Follow it up with what? Sine s. Remember what I said? These factors has replaced this middle item. Now write your minus 3. Minus 3 equal to 0. Cool. Now watch. What is common here? What is common? You will agree with me that 2 sine s is common, right? So bring it out. 2 sine s is common. So factorize it out. So what is going to remain? 2 sine s will remain here. So write it down. 2 sine s plus what is going to remain? 3 will remain here, right? Cool. So write 3 there. Now what is here? Minus. Write a minus. Now what is common here? 1 is common, right? Cool. So write the 1 out. Now copy and paste what is in this bracket here, which is 2 sine s plus 3 equal to 0. Now I'm going to be writing what is outside, what is not inside the bracket. Let's write it out. This is 2 sine s, 2 sine s. Now which other thing is not inside the bracket? Minus 1. So minus 1. Now group them in a bracket. Now take one of these brackets since we have the same values on them. Just take one. So I have 2 sine s plus 3 equal to 0. Very good. Very good. We are proceeding. Now, watch what will happen. I'm going to be equating what is on this bracket or what is in this bracket to 0. So this is 2 sine s minus 1 equal to 0. Or let's take what is in this other bracket, which is 2 sine s plus 3 equal to 0. Now let's solve this one first. We'll come back to this later. So this is 2 sine s. Let's collect like terms. When negative 1 crosses to the right hand side, it becomes positive 1, right? Very good. So our sine s here is going to be what? 1 over 2. Very good. Very good. We are doing well. So now we need to find s, which is the angle. So s is going to be equal to, when sine crosses to the right hand side, it becomes a sine inverse of what? 1 over 2. So what is the sine inverse of 1 over 2? The sine inverse of 1 over 2 is equal to 30 degrees. Are you seeing that? Very good. But we are not going to stop here. Remember the question says s is between 0 degrees to what? 360 degrees. Very good. So this is just one of them, one of the values of S. That means S has other values between 0 to 360. So let's get those other values. I'm going to be drawing a quadrant in order to get those other values. And I'll be using cast, which is C-A-S-T. Remember, this is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. The first quadrant is angles between 0 to 90. Second quadrant has this formula, which is 180 minus theta, which is minus the values we have on the first quadrant. Then the third quadrant is 180 plus theta. Then the fourth quadrant has a formula of 180. No, not 180. This is 360. Then the third quadrant has a formula of 360 minus theta. That is it. That is it. So now, how do we apply this? Come back to where we are now. You'll notice that the value of sine S gives a positive value here, which is 1/2, which is positive. So let's go to our quadrant. So where do we have sine to be positive? We have sine to be positive here in this second quadrant. Remember, S stands for sine. So this is sine theta. Are you seeing that? This is tan theta, which is T, and this is cos theta. Please take that and don't forget it. So we only have sine positive where we have sine on a quadrant. So sine appears in the second quadrant, which means in the second quadrant, sine is positive. That means we're going to be using this formula, 180 minus theta. Remember, theta is the angle between 0 and 90. And that is this angle we have here. So our next value for S is going to be equal to 180, which is the formula on the second quadrant. 180 minus, remember, our theta is this value we have here because it falls within this first quadrant range. So 180 minus 30, and this gives us what? 150 degrees. So our values for S we have here on this our equation is equal to S equal to 30 degrees, which is what we have here, and S equal to 150 degrees. Now, this is our second equation. Let's focus on this, our second equation. I want to move this plus 3 to the right-hand side. But know that when plus 3 crosses to the right-hand side, it becomes negative 3. So this becomes 2 sine S. This plus 3 crosses becomes negative what? 3. Now, to get our sine S, we're going to be dividing both sides by 2. So this becomes negative 3 divided by 2. Cool. Very good. Now, we're looking for the angle, which is S. So S becomes, when sine crosses, it becomes a sine inverse of this expression, negative 3 over 2. Now, is there any value for negative 3 over 2 when you press the sine inverse? No, there is not. So there is no solution here. So the values of S we have between 0 to 360 is 30 degrees and 150 degrees. I believe you have learned something from this video. Don't tell me you didn't learn anything, because I know you learned something. If you learned something and you enjoyed this video, please do not hesitate to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Make sure to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my upcoming video, because there are more of this coming. And like I always say, until next time, take care.